You said something stupid at a party 7 years ago. You haven't thought about that person since. You'll probably never see them again. And yet, at 2 in the morning, for no reason at all, your brain replays it. The exact words, the exact pause, the exact look on their face. Why does it do that? It's not random. It's not a glitch. Your brain is doing something deliberate. And once you understand what it is, you'll never think about embarrassment the same way again. Here's what most people assume. Embarrassing memories stick around because they were painful. The more something hurts, the more the brain holds onto it. That makes a certain kind of sense. Avoid pain. Remember danger. Stay safe. But that's not the whole story. Not even close. In 2000, psychologist Baumeister and his colleagues published a study that would quietly reshape how researchers think about negative experience. Their finding was simple but strange. Bad events, bad feedback, and bad emotions have a stronger and longer-lasting impact on the brain than good ones of the same intensity. They called it the negativity bias. Your brain doesn't weigh good and bad on the same scale. It weights bad roughly 3 to 5 times heavier. So the compliment your manager gave you last Tuesday? Gone. The one cutting remark from a colleague in 2019? Still there. Crisp. Available on demand. But here's where it gets stranger. Embarrassment isn't just negative. It's a specific kind of negative. The social. Your brain doesn't just want you to survive. It wants you to belong. For most of human history, belonging to a group was survival. You didn't eat alone. You didn't sleep alone. You didn't defend yourself alone. A lone human in the ancient world was a dead human. Your ancestors who got kicked out of the group didn't pass on their genes. The ones who stayed, the ones who monitored their social standing obsessively, who remembered every misstep, who felt a sharp internal alarm whenever they risked rejection, those are the ones who survived. You are their descendant. You inherited their alarm system. Researcher Mark Leary at Duke University has spent decades studying what he calls the sociometer. The sociometer is a theory, not a device. But it describes something your brain actually does. It runs a constant background process monitoring your social standing. Not consciously. You don't notice it, but it's always running. And the moment it detects that your status in a group might have dropped, it fires. What does that feel like? Heat in your face. A tightening in your chest. A sudden, overwhelming urge to leave the room or rewind time. We call it embarrassment. Your brain calls it a priority alert. And here's the critical thing about priority alerts. They don't get filed and forgotten. They get replayed. Think about how your brain handles physical danger. If you almost get hit by a car, you don't just note the event and move on. Your brain replays it. Slow motion. Over and over. It's extracting information. What went wrong? What you could have done differently? What to watch for next time? That process is called consolidation, and it's your brain's way of turning a single frightening experience into a standing lesson. It does the exact same thing with embarrassment. The party comment, the stumbled presentation, the text sent to the wrong person. Your brain isn't torturing you. It's studying the case. It's running simulations. It's trying to make sure that next time, in a social situation, you do not make the same mistake that could cost you your place in the group. The problem is the environment has changed. The stakes have changed. You are not in a tribe of 30 people where one social mistake could end you. You are in a world of 8 billion, where most of the people who witnessed your embarrassing moment will never think about it again, because they are too busy replaying their own. But your brain doesn't know that. Your brain is still running ancient software on modern hardware. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio, in his landmark work on emotion and memory, showed that the brain's emotional centers, particularly the amygdala, directly influence what gets encoded into long-term memory and how strongly. Emotion doesn't just color memory. It determines which memories survive. Fear makes memories sharper. Sadness makes them softer. And social threat, embarrassment, shame, humiliation, makes them some of the most durable memories a human can form. Which is why you can't remember what you had for breakfast 3 Tuesdays ago. But you can remember, in precise sensory detail, the moment in 6th grade when you mispronounced a word in front of the class. Your brain made a judgment. That one mattered. That one needs to stay. Now here's the twist. The memories themselves are not accurate. They feel accurate. They feel like recordings. But every time your brain replays an embarrassing memory, it slightly rewrites it. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus spent decades proving that human memory is not a recording device. It's a reconstruction. Every recall is a re-encoding. And the emotion you feel while replaying a memory gets baked back into the memory itself, often amplifying it. The pause that felt a second long at the time starts to feel like 10 seconds. The expression on someone's face, which was probably neutral, starts to look judgmental. You are not remembering what happened. You are remembering the last time you remembered it. And your current anxiety is coloring the version you're laying down right now. This is why embarrassing memories can actually grow more painful over time, not less, if you keep revisiting them. Every replay adds more emotional weight. Every midnight spiral makes the next one sharper. So what does the modern version of you do with ancient social software that was never designed for your actual life? You start by understanding what the signal actually is. The heat in your face, the replay in your head at 2 in the morning. That is your brain doing its job. It's doing the job it was built to do. It's not broken. It's not a sign that something went permanently wrong. It's a fire alarm. And the way you respond to a fire alarm is not to pretend there is no alarm, but also not to keep pulling the handle for 7 years. The research on this is consistent. Psychologist Timothy Wilson at the University of Virginia found that what he called expressive writing, the act of putting a difficult experience into words, analyzing it, narrating it, significantly reduces its emotional charge over time. Not because writing erases the memory, but because it moves the memory from raw emotional territory into the brain's narrative processing systems. You stop re-experiencing it and start interpreting it. That shift changes everything. Your most embarrassing memories are not failures. They are evidence that you are a social creature in a world that required social intelligence to survive. Your ancestors who felt nothing when they stumbled in public, who had no mechanism for social alarm, who didn't feel the hot flush of embarrassment. They were the ones who were removed from the group and didn't make it. The ones who made it cared. They cared too much, some of them. They replayed their missteps at night. They modified their behavior. They survived. Tonight, when a memory surfaces and the heat starts to rise, notice it. Name it. Understand what it is. Your brain doing an ancient job in a modern world. Still running the same background check it always has. Still asking the same question your ancestors asked around every fire they ever sat around. Do I still belong? And just as it was then, the answer is almost always yes.